All right, so Mike's here with T-Dub All-Stars, and he bought a Harbor Freight motorcycle tow hitch, but he modified it, and that's what this video is going to be about. It's him describing kind of what he did to make it more secure and better fit for a TW 200. So, Mike, tell everybody kind of what you started with, and then go from there.
Well, I started with the basic Harbor Freight hitch rack for motorcycles, rated for, I believe, up to 400 pounds, but it had quite a few issues that I didn't like the one time that I did use it before modifying it.
Part of that is because it sat too high once it was on your truck.
Yeah,
yep.
and the ramp was way too short, just about worthless and slick, and
yeah, didn't work out.
Didn't work so well. And then once you did get it up there, you had to balance it because there wasn't anything to support the front tire or anything else. And if you didn't have your straps where you needed them, well, you were pulling it back off and starting over.
So I noticed one of the things you did is you attached a wheel chock. Where did you get that at?
That was Harbor Freight as well.
Oh, okay. So both of these were at Harbor Freight. And was it easy to mount that, or was it?
It was a matter of drilling 4 holes.
Where'd you drill the holes at?
There are mounting bolts that were already on the rack that go through here, and then these were the ones I believe that I drilled, and I had to drill through the rack here. But there was enough hardware between the two items, I didn't have to buy any additional hardware.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that is actually, so this allows you to roll the bike up the ramp onto the rack, and then this wheel chock here will keep it in place and standing upright, so then you can basically cinch the tie downs as a single man, right? That's kind of was the goal.
Yeah, it'll stand up on its own. Obviously you don't want to travel with it like that, but enough that you can let loose of the bike, get straps hooked up,
right.
It certainly makes it a much more manageable process between that and having a longer ramp to load the bike.
And then what else did you do up here you said you added some hardware on the actual receiver part?
Yeah, just 2 different stabilizers. The U-bolt that goes around the hitch to kind of take up the up and down movement, and then there's a locking pin that actually screws into the hitch and pulls the side load over, so you're not getting as much movement side to side or up and down
when you're traveling.
Nice.
Then
I also cut off about
that's right,
foot of this,
because it sticks. Normally it extended out, right, with a tie down bar.
Yeah, and that's where they had the tie downs going.
Gotcha.
It would hold the little short ramp back there.
Right.
The ramp that I have now is an aluminum folding ramp about twice the length, but I just keep it in the bed of the truck. And then I did add aluminum bar up here with eyelets.
And this piece here?
Yep, I did have to buy some hardware and obviously, some aluminum to make that happen.
And did you weld this piece? So you did the welding as well?
Something that I just had laying around at the shop, but ultimately, yeah, those were welded on. You could just as easily put the eyelets through here. And,
oh, I see. Okay.
It just happened to work out just perfect.
And then this is like just a reinforcement plate here to keep it from
the end off of the rack itself.
Oh, I see. So you took it off and then
just
reattached it
as a reinforcement.
Cool. And then I noticed you have the LED. You have an LED strip right here.
Yep.
And so that's connected to, oh yeah, you can see that.
And that does brakes, turns, and running lights.
Nice. So then your bike doesn't block all the view of your tail lights.
Yeah, and you can kind of see my license plate underneath. So.
Yeah. And then down here, like, explain what you did here.
Just a couple of pieces of angle, just kind of helps guide the tire on when loading, and it's just an extra reassurance going down the road, as well as the strap. Just for peace of mind. Obviously you want something holding the back end down.
Right.
But I don't feel like you needed it to go to the extent that the front is.
Gotcha. Well, and then I guess the last thing you said you did was you actually just took a strap, kind of screwed it on. You wouldn't necessarily need to do that if you were going to make a mod yourself, and you said you just did that, so it's always handy.
Yeah, it's nice having the straps there once you get the bike up, so they're not laying on the ground. Everything's available. Just reach and grab.
Right. All right. Well, I guess that pretty much covers it, right? All we got to do now is watch you get it off the ramp.
Yeah, I gotta get.
Or the hitch, or the carrier. And where'd you get that ramp at?
This ramp I got off of Amazon. Unfortunately, it cost about the same price. Well, it was the same price as
the hitch, or the
hitch
carrier.
Itself,
Yeah.
so,
but you could pretty much modify it or use any sort of ramp that would work, right?
Well, with this one, I just wanted to make sure and have a lip.
Then that came on it.
No, that was on. That was actually on the other ramp. So I switched the two pieces, put this piece on, which works perfectly for holding this new ramp. The old ramp was only, like I said, about half this length.
Yeah, so the angle's just almost too much to try, and especially if you don't realize how high it is once you get up there. But
grip, it didn't have really.
Yeah.
It had these flat pieces all the way up.
Right. And it's just too steep of an incline. So like I said, it's one thing when you're pushing your bike on the ground, but once you get it up here, it can get tall in a hurry.
Yeah,
so
this hitch sits about 20 inches off the ground.
Yeah.
So it's significant, but I don't want to lower it.
Right. No, that looks good. All right, well let's show everybody how you would unstrap it and get her offloaded. Oh yeah, that's nice and easy.
Yeah.
That works good. And I love these Pro Taper straps. I gotta pick me up a pair of them.
Suspension's just unloading a little bit.
All right. So the whole point of him doing it this way and making these mods was to make it easier for him to load and unload by himself. I mean, it's always nice if you have nice. And that wasn't too bad. All right.
There we go.
Well, I think that about wraps it up, right?
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Again, that's Mike with T-Dub All Stars. I'm Zach with Dad Bod Motovlog, and until next time, peace.